Joining us now on the phone is our Justice correspondent, Bob Orr. Bob, what have you heard about this guy tonight?
Jeff, FBI investigators are still trying to figure out exactly how connected this suspect is, if he's connected at all. He has told investigators that he had instructions from terrorists and connections to terrorists who wanted him to procure explosives from Yemen and then blow up an American-bound plane. What we do know is as the plane was on final approach to Detroit, he apparently tried to light some kind of substance taped to his lower leg. Caused some kind of flash fire. 3 people, including the suspect, were hurt. His burns are somewhat severe. Now the question is, was this man a lone actor? The preliminary indication is maybe he was. But, of course, the FBI cannot take anything for granted, and they're looking now to see if he is further connected to Al-Qaeda or some other network.
Yeah, so, Bob, you talk about those connections. He is claiming those connections, at least. Do we have any indication, further indication from officials there may be that Al-Qaeda connection?
Well, there is a reason to be suspicious because we now know that this man's name was on a so-called federal terror watch list or a no-fly list, which raises all kinds of questions. Why was he on the plane in the first place? And when that manifest was turned over to U.S. authorities, why wasn't it discovered that he was on the plane? But it seems that his connections go back to Yemen. Of course, there is an Al-Qaeda branch there, too. But we just simply do not know yet whether this is a lone actor who was just inspired to do something, maybe from the Internet, or someone who really was carrying out some kind of plot. I will tell you this. One high-ranking official said to me that if you look at all of the elements here, this did not have the earmarks of a sophisticated and well-planned attack. That might be a clue he acted alone.
Yeah, and I think that's a very important point to make tonight. Bob, the president says they're increasing security for all airline flights here. What does that mean?
Well, first of all, please understand the security for aviation is very high. It's been at orange since 2006. There's an erroneous report out there that the level has been lifted to orange. It's already at orange. But what this will mean undoubtedly is that more and more people will be checked for explosive residue. When you go through the airport and they swab your bag and they check for traces of explosives, that happens once in a while. I think it's a sure bet now that more and more people will have that check done, which will slow down the lines, and it will be a much more deliberate process.
All right, Bob Orr, our Justice correspondent, joining us on the phone tonight. Bob, some helpful information. Thank you very much.